Hey, what's up? Robin Nolan here, author of the best-selling Gypsy Jazz Songbook series and creator of Gypsy Jazz Fast Track and Transfusion. These courses and books have literally taught thousands of guys and girls all around the world how to play Gypsy Jazz and have fun with it. In this series of videos, I'm answering your questions and getting to the nitty-gritty of some stuff, some cool stuff in Gypsy Jazz. I got a question from Brenda from Yukon in Canada, and this is a great question. And she's coming from another style of playing guitar, playing fingerstyle guitar, and so she's just getting used to using a pick, and she's asking for some advice, and also she's asking, should she be concentrating on rest strokes, downstrokes, this kind of thing. She's come from playing classical guitar, and now she wants to play Gypsy Jazz guitar, good choice, and she wants to know about this thing, the pick. All right, so I'll just start from the beginning with the pick, I think. And like if I was teaching my son, you know, how to get going with the pick, then this is a pick, okay? So basically in Gypsy Jazz, there's a lot of talk about, you know, Django used this, or a lot of gypsies use bone, horn, some crazy materials, tortoiseshell, all this exotic stuff. And basically just the main rule, I would say, to put you right, and you can get these picks in any music store in the world, is to find a pick that doesn't give, right? So it doesn't bend either way. It's gonna, when you hit the string like that, it's not gonna bend, so it's gonna go bang. And I think that's important because that's gonna give you a strong, punchy tone and gonna help with stylistically with sounding Gypsy Jazz. Okay, so a pick which doesn't give. I find that the Jim Dunlop 2.0s and 2.5 millimeters work really well. The purple ones, you see them in the music shop. This was made by a guy in Spain called Jorge Guzman, and this is really awesome as well. It's a Guzman pick. I'm not usually nerdy about picks as well, and a lot of people are, and you know, I know it's fun to have a collection of picks and spend a lot of money on picks, but I don't think it's that important. You know, just have a pick which doesn't give, and you're on the right track. So to get back to Brenda's question, so when you hold the pick, and also let me state that, you know, I have a pretty unorthodox technique and styling in Gypsy Jazz or playing guitar in general. So I'm just going to basically tell you how I do it and what I think is good advice for you. So basically, the number one rule is to have it comfortable. So if it's not comfortable, if it's not feeling good, then life's too short to take 10 years out and try to get a, you know, just have a, so it sits in your hand like this. Look, I've got it on my first finger like that, rests like that, and then my thumb just kind of holds it in place there. And then I'm using my second finger as well. See, like that, finger 1 and 2, and the thumb like that. Sometimes I might even grab it with the third finger as well. But basically, you'll see most guys using just the thumb and the first finger, or the thumb and the second finger. Thumb and 2 fingers, okay? So the 2 fingers are holding it like that. The thumb keeps it from falling away, okay? And keeps the pressure down. And then, you know, I'll get into another question, another topic, which is about the right arm in general, you know, the elbow, the upper arm, the wrist, you know, these are really important topics. But as far as the pick goes, you want to have it comfy, and you want to have it so it's doesn't feel forced. And then the second bit of Brenda's question was actually, excuse me, about downstrokes and rest strokes. And this, coming from classical guitar, that makes sense because, you know, a rest stroke is used in classical guitar, and that a rest stroke, just for definition, as far as I'm aware, is a note where you play the note, let's say the bottom E there, and when you play it, you pluck the note, and after you've played it, your pick rests on the next string. So the bottom E string, it goes gink, and then it rests on the A string. So, and there it is, resting on the A string. Plucking it would be more like, you know what I mean, plucking it out, but it rests down to the A string. So going through the strings of the guitar, the pick falls to the next string, and that is a rest stroke. So it kind of rests on the next string. Pick the D, land on the G, pick the G, land on the B, pick the B, land on the E. And this is really quite crucial, actually, and the technique that Django Reinhardt actually used, and the gypsies and players who play this style authentically, is based around rest strokes. And but I don't use them all the time, okay? So just to throw that in. Rest strokes mean that the note sounds loud and clear. And for a lot of these kind of runs, like, there's a lot of fast runs which can, it's kind of like how I see it, like a sweep picking. So it's kind of like, it lets the gravity do the work for you, and you fall through the strings like that. And there's a specific technique to it. Michael Horowitz wrote a big book about it, and you could spend 10 years of your life trying to figure it out. But what I'm saying is that me personally, I use them sometimes. To be honest, I don't even think about it. I've never ever have thought about my right hand, about what I'm doing. So, and actually the truth is that someone like Stockwell Rosenberg, asking the same question, he hasn't really thought about it either. He's just been taught by his uncles and by, you know, gypsy guys who use that technique. So they don't talk about it, they just do it. And I'm coming from rock and roll, so I'm just do it the other way. And now playing this music, I'm sometimes using rest strokes and sometimes not. Another simple rule about that is that if you can use a rest stroke, let's say you're playing nuage, like, or downstroke, use it. Okay, so let's start with downstrokes. If you can use a downstroke, use it. So nuage, instead of going like this, I'll do alternate picking. Like da 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 da. Okay, downstrokes. Basically what it's going to give you, and again it's stylistically, is just more groove and more, it's going to make the notes punchier, and it's going to make it a lot more authentic. And a tune like nuage, I would use downstrokes, but not necessarily rest strokes. Okay, so rest strokes, pick 4 into the next string. Downstrokes is obviously a downward motion pick, so downstroke, upstroke. Okay, so again, this is a big topic, and I'm not going to go too far into it, but I just want to kind of give you some general guidance and general rules which I think can really help you to start, you know, using these techniques today. Because the whole point is that I bet you haven't, you know, I bet you've got a job probably, and you don't have like all the hours in a day to do this. And to be honest, if you're going to start having fun with this music, you should just kind of you know, just check this out, but don't go overboard about worrying about it. Okay, the music is number one. It comes first. Okay, if it's getting in the way of the music, then sure, have a look at it. But if the music's, you know what I'm saying. So rest strokes, I sometimes use rest strokes, I sometimes don't. I agree and, you know, accept that it's the technique that Django used and the gypsies used to great effect, but I'm saying that I don't all the time. And I managed to get my music out there, and I think, you know, you might be in the same position. So don't worry too much about it. Great question, Brenda. Big topic, and people get, you know, there's real discussions about this, and people, you know, have passionate opinions, and that's my take on it, and I hope that helps. In this series of videos, you know, I'm answering your questions, so something's niggling you, fire away, you know, I'd love to help you out. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you haven't checked out our Gypsy Jazz magazine yet, which is full of lessons and exclusive performances from the best guys in the world playing this stuff, then go to gypsyjazzsecrets.com and check this out on your iPad, on your Android. You got all this great stuff at your fingertips. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in your next video. Cheers.